Welcome, welcome, welcome everyone to the next gaming series. I'm your host, DB Smiley, bringing you House of Chez versus Distillery. Jumping right into this match. We can see right now, taking a look at the standings, we see Distillery currently up towards the top. House of Chez, though, on their tail, having a pretty good season. While their score may look lower, part of that is just they've played fewer games, so they have a chance to make a run here. Very important game in terms of who's going to be at the top of this playoff race for Division D East. So excited to jump into it. Looked like early in the year that Distillery would just run away with this season, but we haven't seen that. Now we've seen the other teams kind of catch up and start to play really at a high level. And these top 6 teams in Division D East really seem to be kind of a class above the rest at this moment. So anytime you get a matchup here, it's definitely worth watching. Taking a look at the band so far, we see a Diablo band, we see an Abathur band, we see a Falstad and a Ragnaros band, so denying some of those solo laners that provide some global pressure. Common technique on this map, right out of the gate, ankle shot, gonna jump onto Joanna. Joanna, a high priority tank, though kind of surprising to see that high priority with the Anubarak up. We are gonna get a Vala picked into the Joanna, so could be an ability focus, like a multi-shot focus Vala, but also we see the Anubarak, and then there is Kel'Thas, DeWitt having played, I believe, a bit of Kel'Thas this season, and then Bfresh jumping onto Raynor. So a lot of good damage and a lot of good follow-up off Joanna's engages. Dahaka can get banned out, so really you're seeing a focus by both teams on removing globals and pseudo-globals, 4 of the 5 bans targeting such heroes at this point. Pardon me for the cough. But now we see Ariel gonna get banned out here. Caribou has played quite a lot of Ariel, as we've seen, and it's been pretty strong for that purpose. Taking a look now, you can see 1 second here as I need to handle something real quick. Sorry, I know I'm blinking back and forth between things. I am trying to fix this. There's a bit of a bugaboo here. Alright. Now, sorry about that, we are back. Lucio gonna get grabbed by Caribou, as well as Shezmix gonna jump onto Thrall as the solo lane choice. Lot of damage. Whenever you see Thrall and Vala, I mean, that's a lot of damage to contend with. You want, there it is, you got your cleanse, you got, your good burst healing. Anduin, not the best burst healer in the game, but, you know, has a lot of opportunities to save people with a lot of different tools that are kind of clever. Last pick going to be coming in for Mariner, but we see the Anduin and the Rexxar. Rexxar, quite a strong solo laner, very high participation rate this season. And some of the buffs he got before the season started. But Phoenix, going to be the last pick here for Mariner. Can be a ranged solo laner, can actually deal with the Rexxar decently well, so we'll see what happens as we jump into this series. I'm excited though. It's both teams have quite a lot of damage. I would say the engage is a little bit stronger on the side of House of Chez. The only concern with House of Chez is, while they have the Anubarak and the Thrall who can engage, there's a lot of potential counter-engage via Raynor with the knockback, via Kel'Thas with the Flame Strike or the Living Bomb, Joanna with the Blessed Shield onto the backline when they engage, Anduin can disengage whoever gets caught out. So it'll be exciting to see. But just because we mentioned it, let's go ahead real quick and just flash up here. Oops.
I would prepare.
Flash up Caribou's player spotlight here. You can see a lot of Ariel played by Caribou, but are gonna get set up and get ready to go here as we are jumping into game number 1. On the left side, it's going to be House of Chez We're going to have Mariner playing Phoenix. We're going to have Caribou on Lucio, Death 1300s on an Uberak. Chez Mix going to be on the Thrall and Flash. Going to be on the Vala, and over on the right-hand side, representing Zul'jin Distillery, we got Let Us Star. Going to be on Anduin. Ankle Shot going to be on Joanna. Be Fresh on Raynor. D-Wit going to be on Kalthos, and Cowboy Kyle going to be on the Rexar. And I love that Rexar is riding a bear. But already we're seeing a hard push onto this bottom. Common strategy on this map, give up the vision, give up some rotation just to try to get some early pressure onto this bottom shrine. That bottom shrine typically comes at level 10, tends to be decisive. At that point, it's just about whoever gets the lead. They just need to not throw, which is easy enough to do on this map. But now we're seeing a rotation coming top, and so they're actually going to pick up all these minions. So really good job here out of the gate by House of Chez, getting some pressure onto bot and then rotating to make sure they get all the soak picked up. Going to be 3 defending mid. Chez Mix playing very patient. Looks like we're going to get Phoenix versus Raynor here in this bot lane. And Vala for now staying top. Is she going to rotate camps? Looks like it. We already are seeing D-Wit and Letisar doing their siege camp here in the bot lane. But Bruiser camp's going to get picked up early here by Caribou and Flash. So interesting, going Bruiser here before the siege. You definitely want to try to get the Bruiser before the first objective comes up. It is interesting, though, to see this priority because the Siege Giant's very powerful in the bot lane and can really help whoever is in that lane win the laning phase. But so far, Bruiser camp now picked up here in the top. Raynor pushing in. Even my Phoenix can always back up and just get shield. Raynor has the adrenaline boost, so this is actually a fairly sustaining thing, but the problem is, here comes the collapse. I don't see Raynor getting out of this one. And House of Chez is going to get first blood in this game, and that's a really good pickoff. It's going to deny a lot of soak in the bot lane. It's going to let them pick up their siege as well, which will be uncontested in the bot while the next objective phase comes up. Assuming they do that, looks like they want to push up the bottom and really focus on getting onto this tower, but not going to do it just yet. They still have time to do their siege, though. No warning yet for the objective, though. That should come up right now. There it is. 2 minutes, 30 seconds. That's when the warning comes up. That means the phase starts at 3 minutes. Do we see it invade into the siege giants? We do, so a lot of resources being committed here by Zul'jin Distillery, trying to get this invade. Here comes a flank, though, potentially, but the health bars are quite low. Caribou going to try to get some heals out, but now Mariner in a little bit of an awkward spot. Can they at least get the Siege Giants to reset? No, they don't. Ankle Shot doing a good job, good awareness. But now Lucio on the point, going to try to boot people off. Condemn pulls Lucio into the fight, but Raynor's actually going to be the one to drop first. Living Bomb is out on the Caribou. Great disengage, and they're going to get Joanna. That is a huge start for House of Chez. They bait the over-engage, and then they punish it with now 3 kills. And this is a chance for them to get a lot of pressure. Already you're seeing Mariner push the bot lane. I expect to see a rotation onto this mid-shrine as Caribou moving onto it now. Anubarak content to give up the top and just keep soaking. Level 7s here. Taking a look at those talents, we don't see them yet, so I'll go ahead and pull them up on the screen. But right now, Chez Mix looking really strong on the map, and as we all know, I mean, on this map, if you get an early structural lead, you pretty much have to throw to lose. This is a very snowbally map, arguably the most snowbally map. It's why a lot of people tend to ban it out NGS. Phoenix doing a good job with the getaway. Mariner with the great escape. He was actually getting lit into there. But already a level lead now for House of Chez. Powered off those 4 kills. Powered off some of the macro pressure that they've gotten out. They've already cleaned up the bot wall and the bot well. So really good setup for them to get a lot of value off the next shrine phase. Level 10s as well on the horizon. They will have a pretty sizable gap if current XP trends continue. Engage there onto Kalthos, but there's the cleanse and the pull by Let Us Star. Good job with that, making sure Kalthos doesn't get engaged on. Great time to use that cooldown. Pardon me. Now Raynor, soaking the bot lane, has cleared up all the minions, so content to just back on up. Siege camp available for Zul'jin Distillery. House of Chez sticking around the bot lane for now, wanting to make sure to maintain the structural lead they have. Siege camp is getting started, and you know, Raynor will be able to clean this up reasonably quick. He did not take the extra burn talent level 1. He took Ace in the Hole, which is pretty common for the team fight potential. But are we seeing potentially an invade into either a gank attempt onto Rexxar? But it's, I mean, they have vision. It's going to get spotted out. Possibly invade onto Bruisers, or maybe just trying to bait an overreaction towards the top lane. Meanwhile, D-Chat pushing in bot, only Mariner defending at the moment. While up on the top, no hard commit. Looks like they're going to start their Bruisers here, right as they come up. But Phoenix at the moment defending 1v3, so they're all going to start rotating now. Phoenix quite low, does not have a tap available, otherwise would have used it. Needs to be careful. Condemn trying to get on Phoenix. He manages to dodge it. Nugrat coming in on the flank. Thrall is here. Front wall is down, but they managed to keep their well alive for now. But still, good push here by Zul'jin Distillery to get some extra experience, close the gap to 10, as well as get some value. And a really good map soaking here, but they don't have their Bruiser camp lane. DeWitt, meanwhile, on the process of being caught out, he is going to go down. Level 10s, we got the Salvo, Rain of Vengeance. We got the Sound Barrier, the Earthquake, and the Cocoons. The classic Earthquake Salvo combo on the other side. Phoenix from Kel'Thas. We got Rainer's Raiders, excuse me. What is that called? I never remember what it's... Bestial Wrath, that's it. And then Light Bomb from Anduin. That was a good job there by Zul'jin Distillery to get back up to level 10 quick, but Kel'Thas just stuck around a little bit too long in the mid lane, did get punished, and now an opportunity to push up, take this fort, and with so many shots still coming down the line, they will be able to get mid fort as well. Meanwhile, Raynor pushing in mid, needs to be careful, is going to get rotated on here. Selling out to get the wall, trying to equal up XP, but there is no escape there for Raynor. Meanwhile, though, Rexxar's still pushing up in the top as well, so kind of two very different approaches to macro at the moment. So far, it's favoring House of Chez, as they are playing this map quite well. But we'll see if all these kind of split-soak situations... I mean, they're keeping Zul'jin Distillery in it from an XP standpoint. If they can get a pick, they might be able to do a lot with this. But at the moment, still not really finding that pick. Siege camp picked up here. Still no Bruiser camp picked up on the side of Zul'jin Distillery. We'll see how they plan to play this. Their Siege camp is up in 20 seconds, but oh boy, a hard engage coming in. Lucio way into the back line, needs to be careful. Here comes the Earthquake Salvo though. The Cocoon actually going to save Anduin from that combo for the time being. Caribou very low on the back. Light Bomb comes out, lands the double stun. Vala very low. Manages to turn around on Joanna all of a sudden. Caribou is somehow still alive. And that was a really good aggressive invade there. But even better was just the survivability we saw out of House of Chez. They played that fight very well. They have a 5v3, although awkward rotation here. Gonna kill Lucio. The Flash is gonna be able to escape from the Rexxar, and Raynor goes down as well. So 1-for-1 trade. They are gonna steal the Siege camp, which is now pushing onto this bot wall, so adding even more pressure. Kel'Thas gonna have to come down with Anduin and clear this up. Meanwhile, let's see what Zul'jin Distillery, or excuse me, House of Chez wants to do. Looks like they want to invade the Bruiser camp. Just take that off the map as well. At this point, you know, it's gonna be interesting which camp they try first. Flash has no HP at all, and Lucio's still not up. Flash gonna Hearth now, get mana as well. But that was a good steal by House of Chez, and they're really looking strong at the moment. It looks like they want to set up for this mid-shrine, getting the vision. That's where they're going to put their priority. Meanwhile, camp being cleared up on the side of Zul'jin Distillery. Let's see how they choose to engage this. Are they going to look for the team fight here? They don't have level 13s yet, so this is a little bit aggressive. They are very close to 13, though, and that's big, especially for Anduin. That's his mobility talent phase, so wanting to see if they can get that before the engage. Still not there, but Nugrat down to about half health. Chesmix, though, zoning out the members of Zul'jin Distillery here. Now level 13's coming in, talents being locked. Here comes the engage. Joanna coming in with a big condemn. Light bomb onto the Joanna. It's going to enable the stun that kills a Nubarak. Salvo, though, coming out, trying to turn around. Cowboy's Kyle is very low, as is DeWitt. Rexstar does go down. B-Fresh trying to trade out for Shezmix. Shezmix, though, still alive, but the living bomb going to secure the kill. DeWitt now below 200 HP. Needs to try to run away. Vala is low. Living bomb onto her. Mariner's barely surviving as well. The health bar's just so low, but there's the living bomb that might secure the kill on the Flash, and it does. So they're going to be able to back up tap and then come in and hopefully finish the rest of the Shrine. Mariner's channeling as much as he can. He is still quite healthy, though. But Anduin alive as well. Going to be able to get his team alive. There's the gravity lapse. That might spell doom. There's the root. Phoenix very low, and he is going to survive 5 HP. Wow. And there you see the value of Blink. Phoenix is still alive. Not even close. Not even close. But here you see, I mean, they do all that work. They're going to get the mid shrine. They're going to get shots. Bottom shrine is up, and I don't know if they're aware of this. They're going for the vision at the moment. But here you see now, top forts down. So all 3 forts down on the side of Zul'jin Distillery, and still only just now rotating towards the bottom where the shrine is active. And at this point, they kind of need to take a fight before level 16s and try to equalize up this structure pressure, as they are losing keep wall as we speak, but now looking to engage onto the point. Here comes the flank from Misha, follow up with the stun, and Nubarak going to go down. Really good comboing there by Zul'jin Distillery, and a good escape by House of Chez to prevent any further deaths, but that will enable Zul'jin Distillery to try to get some of these shots. That said, more than half of the shots going over to House of Chez at the moment. Siege Camp's going to get picked up as well, and they're going to have a chance, House of Chez, to de-push their lane. They're going to lose this bot force though in a second, and then they'll lose mid swap. So almost equal on structures, but with that keep wall down in the bot lane, this still definitely favors House of Chez. And actually moving straight into the boss here, seeing the Bruiser Camp taken. This is a very aggressive play, and Uberak won't be up for another few seconds, but when they have this Raynor and this Misha, they can absolutely burn this. The question is, will anyone get out of the point? There is the Earthquake. Salvo presumably going to follow up. Here comes the Salvo, getting max value with the Earthquake. Now the boss is dead. Lucio running in, booping people off the point. Here comes the Nubarak. Bodies are just hitting the floor left and right. DeWitt going to die on the point here. No, he's not going to die. Yes, he is. Okay, a Nubarak still alive, but it looks like this is going to be Zul'jin Distillery winning that fight. Nubarak just not there in time to impact the fight because of the death. And that's actually going to allow a very strong push up to this bot lane. The lane already pushed in. They could get the keep wall just with the boss here, but they opted to de-push their own lanes. Mid lane pushed in, top lane pushed in, Kata in each. So just needing to soak at this point. Zul'jin Distillery not going to get as much value off this as they wanted, certainly. But actually not defending top lane. Looks like Rexstar is going to head up there and defend it. Raynor going to come down, try to help burn down this bot keep wall. That'll give them a burst of XP, and now, you know, Pendulum swinging back the other way. Zul'jin Distillery not only coming back in this, but with the level advantage now, has a chance to win this game. Next shrine's going to be a solo shrine in the mid lane. Seeing it activate now. Rexstar picking up the Bruiser Camp. Meanwhile, House of Chez cleaning up this bottom. Raynor going to grab the top lane. Still level lead, which definitely you're happy to see that if you're on the side of Zul'jin Distillery. They're not going to get anywhere close to level 20 though, so it's going to be an equal Palantir fight over this mid shrine. Mid lane, meanwhile, being cleared up here. With the Bruiser Camp pushing top, this does put House of Chez on a clock. They either need to engage, or they need to go clear the lane and give up some shots. But seeing a lot of patience out of both teams, wanting to make sure they get the engage that they want. Joanna going to be able to step up. Here comes the Phoenix. Earthquake turnaround. Salvo with the sound barrier. Trying to get the turnaround. Looks like Let a Star is going to be the focus here. Anduin does go down. And this is now a chance for House of Chez to get back into it. Misha, though, turning around, getting some damage on the Caribou. Caribou needing to run away. Ooh. Vala almost goes down to some splash damage. But now a chance for House of Chez to get some channel progress. Did not get the light bomb off there in time. Anduin probably tried to pop that on Joanna. Maybe got interrupted out of it. Who knows? But either way, did not see it in that fight. But now we got 4v4 defending as Thrall is top. Thrall mounting up, looking like he's going to rotate back into this, but here comes Rexar diving in. Mariner is low, and he's going to drop. That was a really, really good engage there by the Misha. Flash now quite low into the back. Anubarak trying to stay on the point. Chesnick's in the back line looking for Cowboy Kyle. Cowboy Kyle going to drop the poison damage there. They're all going to back up, get healthy for the time being. So despite losing that kill, they managed to get a big pick onto Rexar. And now House of Chez has a chance to equal up the XP gap. Actually, Vala looking like she wants to get another kill here. Lucio going in very hard, doesn't find it, but meanwhile, up in the top lane, they're walled down, and with the catapult here, this is a big threat to the keep. House of Chez needs to send someone back to clear this right now. Mid-keep still standing on the side, so both teams structurally still very equally, but Zul'jin Distillery on the cusp of level 20 now. They have a chance to make a play here. Looking like an invade onto the siege camp down here in the bottom. We'll see if we get a rotation coming down here. We do. Ankle shot doing some good zoning, but the camp taken in time. Good denial pick, and then they'll probably pick up their own siege and maybe try to push up plot lane with it. But both teams still at 6 structures. But that mid-keep being weaker definitely favors House of Chez. Because of the size of this map, rotating to the opposite lane to end is very difficult. Gonna grab their bruiser, but we are seeing potentially an engage with the level 20 here. House of Chez would do wise just to walk away. Looks like they're gonna do that. Their camp immediately gonna get cleared up by Zul'jin Distillery. Need to be careful here. The other team has level 20s. And your lane's kind of pushed out, but now that you see everyone top, you see House of Chez rotating down, going to clear up the bot lane. And it's a very close game at the moment. I don't like Thrall's position here. It has me quite worried. Okay, he's staying in the bush to get that soak. Meanwhile, though, Zul'jin Distillery looks like they want to push up into the top lane and open up a win condition here. Gonna go for this keep. House of Chez gonna try to rotate and cut off the escape here. Keep does go down, but here comes Anubarak. Right now, Kel'Thas pretty far back. Looks like they engage Cocoon onto Joanna, and it looks like they're blowing all their abilities to get onto Misha. Bit awkward. Great sound barrier, though. Gonna keep people alive. The Rain of Vengeance almost gets on the Cowboy style. Now here comes the salvo, and it's gonna help secure the kill onto Raynor. Rexar also going down. Joanna in the backline trying to help his team either disengage or re-engage. Mariner down below 60 HP, but does survive as Kel'Thas drops. Ankle shot now just on a full retreat. Let us star. Very low ankle shot, trying to peel people off Anduin. Anduin can stay alive for a bit, but not forever, and down goes Anduin, and now a chance to end the game here for House of Chez. And actually not even getting the Unconquered Spirits there. So risky play by Mariner, but manages to stay alive all the same. But now moving on to core, this will be House of Chez getting game 1, and that was a really close game. Could have gone either way, but really, really good engage there onto the top. Kind of a weak disengage, I should say, as well on the side of Zul'jin Distillery, and that's the difference in this game. So we're going to get set up here for map 2, but if it's anything like map 1, don't miss it. Stay here, stay tuned. Thank you all for watching. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone, to the next gaming series. DB Smiley here, bringing you map number 2 between House of Chez and Zul'jin Distillery. In this best-of-3 series, House of Chez draws first blood, but it was a very close game. Could have gone either way. House of Chez got up to a very big early lead. Zul'jin Distillery manages to close the gap, actually reaches level 21st, but just stuck around a little bit too long in the top, got punished by House of Chez, who were able to run it down bot with the weakened keep, and end the game quickly. Right out of the gate, we're seeing the Diablo ban once again. Gul'dan gonna get banned out here by Zul'jin Distillery, though. Gul'dan, exceptional wave clear on the map, but targeting DeWitt there with a Kael'thas ban. DeWitt playing quite a bit of Kael'thas heading into this match. And again, high wave clear mage, so option. What's the ban gonna be? Ana is incredibly strong onto the map, but I don't really think Caribou. I don't think Caribou plays much Ana. We are going to see the Ragnaros ban, so something that we've seen a bit from House of Chez is this big macro focus, the lava wave. Going to get denied here. Meanwhile, first pick coming in, it's going to be the Joanna. So Joanna being pretty hotly contested here, as we see Death 1300 seconds grabbing Joanna. And lots of flex players here on House of Chez, because as we kind of spotlighted, Death 1300 seconds, 1300s, excuse me, I don't believe has actually played an insane amount of tanks. Taking a look at the spotlight here.
For the frozen throne!
We see, you know, Death 1300 seconds has played Imperius, Ragnaros, and Tychus. Not really tanks as you'd think of, but had tanked very well in that first game. But heading back to the draft, we saw the Junkrat for the wave clear, as well as the Shrine Stall, and then an Uberak, just a strong tank. Turn around, though, with Raynor Jaina, and Raynor Jaina is a good combination. Ace in the hole just procs off all of Jaina's ability damage. So very, very useful for that. Meanwhile, bans coming in. Going to be the Thrall, so trying to deny the Soul Laner that was played last game by Mariners, which was played quite well, in fact. On On the other side, though, you think neither team has a healer yet, and if you ban a healer, the other team's still probably going to get their choice of healer, unless there's one you're really worried about, so maybe look at banning an assassin that can dive and kind of follow up with Junkrat. They're going to ban out the Maiev. Maiev very strong on this map with the rotations. Can't have a lot of counter synergy with the Junkrat, though, as well as the Anubarak, but still not wanting to deal with that. If it's one of those things where if an enemy is really good at playing Maiev, you just don't want to give them Maiev, because it can just be that problematic. Yeah. Taking a look now. What are the next two picks going to be? It's going to be Malfurion. Interesting that we're seeing that high a priority on the Malfurion. The Asmodean can make sense on the map. The Malfurion is he's very, very strong at follow-up CC, but you typically want to proc it with hard CC. So it can follow up on the Anubarak quite well, but there's not a lot of melee on the enemy team yet, unless you're really expecting it. And I just think with Ana available, or with Tyrande available, I'm really surprised with that. But that said, there's 3 melee, so now the Moonfires could multi-hit quite reliably. Caribou going to grab the Rhaegar for that wave clear. Rhaegar exceptionally strong on the map at the wave clear, and I think just a really solid healer all around right now. Mariner going to get onto the Arthas. That's going to help out Raynor even more. Excuse me, Shezmix here is on Jaina. I did not successfully update all of this. There we go. But Leoric going to be the last pick. So Leo can be very strong onto the map. I'm still kind of caught off guard, admittedly, by the Malfurion pick. Just when I think there are so many better healers up already. But we'll see if I'm proven wrong. Could be a comfort, always a possibility. Potential for some good Wombo, Entomb, Riptire with a Twilight Dream and a Black Pool. On the other side, though, you have Ancestral, you have Cleanse, so there are good ways to disengage that, but we'll see what happens. Taking a look once again at our map picks, House of Chez winning first map on Sky Temple. Alterac is banned, Cursed Hollow is banned, Volskaya is banned, and Dragonshire is banned. Toodle Spider Queen going to be our map 2. We potentially could get one more map, so we'll see if we get that, but House of Chez, of course, not wanting to allow that here. But I think if we're going to come back into the series, a lot of it is going to be on to this gentleman right here. Taking a look at DeWitt. DeWitt, on the Junkrat, has a lot of potential to poke out the shrines, and really, if he's smart and holds his Riptire until they have a good chance to get a kill, I think could make a big difference in this game. DeWitt going to need to step up, I think, and really lead the team in terms of making sure that the target they engage on is the target that dies. So, still getting set up here, still loading into the game, but hopefully that'll be resolved shortly. Looks like we're picking up some speed. It's my laptop is the slow one actually. So here we go.
Prepare yourselves. The battle begins shortly.
But here we go now, jumping into the game. Oopsies. Taking a look at the two teams, as you can see, we got on the left side, it's going to be House of Chez introducing the teams. Flash is going to be on the Raynor. Mariner going to be on the Arthas. Death 1300 is going to be on Joanna. Shezmix is going to be on the Jaina. Caribou on the Rhaegar. And over on the right, trying to get back into the series, Zul'jin Distillery. Going to be B-Fresh on Asmodean. DeWitt going to be on Junkrat. Ankle Shot going to be on Anubarak. Letastar going to be on Malfurion. And Leoric is going to be played by Cowboy Kyle. Pulling up those level 1 talents. Pretty much as we expected, seeing Ace in the Hole, potential to follow up, even going just with more slows with the slow totem range coming out. Ooh, Junkrat very low, gonna have to use that concussion mine early to save himself. Interesting, normally you see W build on Rhaegar on this map just for the added wave clear, but especially it can make Rhaegar manaless. You can still see the W talent at 4, which is just incredibly strong on this map. But in the meantime, we are seeing a focus onto totems, onto zone control, etc. Right now, 4-man rotations here, always worth watching how these play out. Good disruption there by DeWitt. So Jane already rotating top, trying to help get the team the lead in the rotations. House of Chez doing that successfully so far, and actually needing some minions down here, or up here in the top, on the side of Zul'jin Distillery, but still pretty even in XP. Keep an eye on these rotations. A little bit of split rotating here at the moment by House of Chez. Jaina staying top. Flash taking some damage from the Azmodan. We'll keep an eye on those Azmodan stunts. Already up that stunk. Stacks are all the way up to 40 already, so doing quite well. 51 now. Meanwhile, Arthas, Cowboy Kyle in the bottom. This typically favors Leoric, just because of the self-sustain being really much more efficient on the side of Leoric, as well as the wave clear. Arthas, not super mana efficient when solo laning, but in a rotation now. Root gonna slow down Raynor. But Azmodan stacking well, already up to 72. No one turning in any gems yet, though. House of Chez leading by about 8 gems so far. But I think they're kind of getting back to their way. So no one really doing any camps at the moment. Trying to focus on leading those rotations, getting the gems to turn in. Oftentimes I'll see one team try to play for that bottom siege camp. No one really doing that yet. Mariner's now a bit low, but doing okay with the Leoric for now. Taking a look, Malfurion actually taking deep roots here, so trying to go with the larger area denial. Just the zone control that you'll see with the roots. And that's good counter engage, especially into these kind of 3 melee frontliners that really need to step up to get the kind of CC that Jaina wants to follow up on. But right now, House of Chez leading the turn-in, not only ahead in the overall gem count, but actually having dropped 29 already. Doing fairly well. Not good gem count on the side of Zul'jin Distillery, falling quite behind now. 9 gems even away from a turn-in with no gems dropped yet. And so House of Chez with a big advantage. Looks like we might see Raynor rotate down, trying to look at the Leoric. Leoric gonna spooky ghost on out of there, but that will let Mariner get the drop here, unless someone from Zul'jin Distillery manages to come in time. Now Furion's there, could get the Moonfire. He Moonfired the wrong target, so that's 20 gems dropped. Only 1 more gem needed here for House of Chez, but it's huge whenever you can drop the solo laner this early in the game. An ankle shot goes in for the engage, but just gets blown up by the Raynor and the Jaina. Try to go for Joanna. She's a hard target to finish. Meanwhile, Rhaegar dropping a gem top, and that is going to be enough to get the first turn in. Level 7's about a quarter level lead at the moment. But remember, anytime you have an Azmodan, you're a late game comp, you would expect as much. So we will keep an eye on that. Same with Junkrat. Junkrat scales very much into the late game. So this is something where Zul'jin Distillery, you know, they kind of just need to lean on the ropes and tire their opponent out before they're able to go in and really kind of get the team fights that they want. When both their key damage dealers require stacks, it's going to be like that. It do be like that sometimes. Focus onto the top lane by House of Chez, though. They want to keep the game short whenever you see this focus on the top lane. That's the goal. They're not trying to win the race to 20. They're trying to win the race to getting a boss on the enemy core. And that's really the focus here. And now Let Us Star very low. The Blizzard with the Condemned gonna secure the kill, and that is the first, second kill of the game. As Malfurion goes down there. That's a good kill for House of Chez to get. Now they have a big chance to finish this top 4. Jaina has backed up and is in the mid lane, but Raynor just continuing to truck away, and it looks like this fort is going to drop. So now you get the catapult and the extra passive. So, oh, Death 1300 though does get separated, has the unstoppable, does manage to walk away. Jaina, meanwhile, helping Arthas push up a little bit. And already close to a second turn-in on his out of House of Chez. Enough gems to be turned in for the members of Zul'jin Distillery, but not actually find that turn-in yet. Now Ankle Shot's in a world of trouble, and he's going to go down before you can get away. And that's 17 more gems dropped. Meanwhile, Jaina trying to stop the Wit, and a really, really good map play here by House of Chez. They are really just putting on a show for us. Level lead now heading to 10, and still no turn-in on the side of Zul'jin Distillery. And by no turn-in, I mean no individual turn-in. No gems have been dropped. Meanwhile, only 8 more needing to be dropped on the side of House of Chez. House of Chez looking for that. Mariner could drop. Death 1300 seconds, very close to that. Phasmo gonna throw a dunk in, gonna stall a turn in. NGS mix and flash step up, trying to stall. Leoric rotating around, has 34 gems, so needs to be smart. And this is a doubled up turn in with a level 10 advantage. The House of Chez now with a chance to really put their foot on the gas in this game. As it looks like they're rotating top, they definitely want this game to stay short, knowing the situation, knowing that Leoric and Asmodee will come online late. Leoric as well as Junkrat. Malfurion goes down. He got low. It looks like he might be able to get out with single-digit HP, but he gets finished off there by Jaina with the Frostbolt. And now it's a 3v5 defense up in the top, with the Syndragosa shutting the towers down and the Hyperion getting extra damage out. And you gotta love the way House of Chez is playing this. They know their strengths. They know that in their situation they have a ton of siege, they have a ton of blow-up. They have to deal with the fact that late game Asmodee and Junkrat are going to be hard to deal with. Here come the level 10s, the Ancestral, but the Riptire actually going to secure the kill onto Raynor. Shedmix also very low in the backline. Now Death 1300 seconds getting swapped away. The Spider still eating the tower shots, but Joanna is going to go down. So that's 2 kills, so now Zul'jin Distillery, they have a chance to build from that. They defended their top keep. Very good job doing so. Jaina pushing up the mid with this Spider, though, so needing not to fall behind too much in the structures. Asmodee about 2/3 of the way stacked. Well, 5/8 of the way stacked, be more accurate to say. On the other hand, you know, Junkrat at 57, that's okay. That's not amazing in terms of stacks, but it certainly is okay. But now this is a chance where, you know, they have a turn-in, they have a significant gem surplus, so if anything, I would actually like to see Zul'jin Distillery kind of hold this turn-in. Certainly try to get Leo to drop, though, just because of how many gems he's carrying. I would have liked to have seen them hold that turn-in, actually. I would like to see them hold it to try to guarantee that they can double up turn-in off the backside of this. They'll be close. They're looking at them right now. They're at 40 gems. They need to get 15 more. But they noticed the siege camp was active, so it is going to get picked up. And possibly a bit of an overreaction here to bot lane, I think, on the side of Zul'jin Distillery. As bot lane tends to be one of the weaker lanes on this map. I've definitely seen games end through bot lane, but with only 1 siege camp, it's not going to get a lot of value. And now, this Spider already down to half health here, trying to separate out Joanna, and they do. Entomb looks like it's going to catch on to Flash. Flash gets the early Ancestral before the big damage hits, but he's still going to survive all the same. Cocoon onto Joanna, needs to be careful, does have the self-unstoppable, gonna just power on through the enemy team. The Spider is low, but the fort is still standing. There are minions underneath, but with Shedmix low, with the dunks coming in, we are gonna have to see House of Chez just disengage this and regroup. Top, by the way, going down to a Spider, so equalizing top lane a bit, still a wall advantage favoring House of Chez, so they have a win condition already on the map, but that was a good push there by Zul'jin Distillery, and now only 7 gems away from their own turn-in versus 24 inside of House of Chez. Once again, Joanna getting separated out, blowing the self-unstoppable though. Root gonna get ignored. But Asmodee now 75% of the way there on his stacks. 65 from Junkrats. It's starting to ramp up that damage. And this is the kind of what you're worried about if you're House of Chez, because now, you know, they're only 4 gems away from a turn-in, so they're looking for this engage very quickly. Flash low in the backside, getting some healing there from Caribou. Dunk coming in, only managed to catch on to Chesnick. Neither team right now turning in any gems successfully, but again, just keep it on that Zul'jin Distillery only 4 gems away. If they didn't have some of those deaths earlier, they absolutely could double up a turn-in here, but now gonna need to earn it a little bit. Keep in mind the boss is active. The boss starts to become a threat here, especially with both teams with their 4th down. Great slow there by Anubarak. Got 13 gems in, no joke, but not as many as they maybe would have hoped for. But a turn-in is available now on the side of Zul'jin Distillery. Still 14 away on the side of House of Chez. But grenades coming in, just more and more stacks, now 80 stacks, so typically 100 is really just where it starts to hurt a lot, as now Malfurion blowing the Tranquility in the back. Kind of a split team fight there. Malfurion's actually going to be the only one to drop. Chesnick managing to get alive, the Ancestral helping to save there. Now DeWitt is low, having to run for the Water Elemental. DeWitt going to get out, but Leoric goes down here in the bottom, and so Zul'jin Distillery now, they're on the back foot. They lost 2 pretty important deaths there, as this is going to stall the turn-in. They actually don't have a turn-in anymore because of the gems lost, although they're only 4 away, but a turn-in is available on the side of House of Chez, and Arthas just got it, so they had exactly enough gems for the turn-in. They're going to get it. Looks like they might focus onto this top lane, try to continue to work this top keep. That said, with as much as this lane is pushed in, I think it might be worth a push of fort and try to get level 16. Zul'jin Distillery, meanwhile, looking like they want to focus, try to get some push onto bot lane here, but they are going to have to be cognizant of the fact that there is a spider up in the top, but it is spawning pretty far back. It'll be pretty low health by the time it reaches this top keep. We are seeing Zul'jin Distillery now rotating up top for this defense, but level 16 almost here for House of Chez. They want to take this fight quick and get the engage. There's the Cocoon onto Arthas, focus there onto Flash. Root comes in, Flash managing to dodge it. Meanwhile, Arthas all over the backline, making Malfurion's life quite a living hell. He's going to pop the Tranquility early. Here comes a Riptire now. There's no real kill target available, and Raynor actually turning his attention. And that Riptire was just a swing and a miss. Does do some damage to the spider, but keep is lost. Level 16 here. And House of Chez now has a chance to make something happen. Spider mid about half HP. Bottom lane already cleared up. Does House of Chez maybe make an early play for a boss? No, it looks like they're going to turn their attention to bot fort and try to get catapults into that lane as well. Here from bot, the rotation coming down. Rhaegar starting the siege camp. Looks like they're going to get this fort, but Dunk comes in. It is a miss. But here we go. So far, Zul'jin Distillery not at level 16. If they can get there, it would be huge. Give them a chance. They do have a turn-in ready. So they have a chance to get a keep of their own and try to equalize this game. Right now, that top lane, though, going to have catapults every lane. It's going to require some significant attention. There we go. Both teams picking up their bruiser camp. Let's see how they address this. Right now, Azmodan still in the mid, same as Anubarak. No turn-in close for House of Chez, so Zul'jin Distillery can play this patiently. They have the level 16s now. Azmodan not yet logging at 16, but level 16 a big phase for this team. For Junkrat's damage, for Malfurion's healing, getting that extra Moonfire radius, absolutely huge. And then the better engage with that debilitation from the Anubarak. Both teams possibly turning their attention onto top lane, and that makes this next fight very risky. There's a huge entomb, though. Riptire going to come out to focus onto Jaina, but she gets blown up by the Riptire before the Ancestral can land, and that's the opportunity Zul'jin Distillery needed. Cowboy Kyle still self-sustaining through this. In the top, no, he is going to drop, but the Dunk's coming in. Ankle shot, though, now low. The Root going to peel him out for the time being. Root hits 2 members of Zul'jin Distillery. The chase is on. Caribou going to look for the lunge. There's the pseudo Root with that level 16 talent. Now Caribou, though, having to back up a bit, as is Anubarak. So 1-for-1 trade at the moment, but if anything, I think that might be okay for Zul'jin Distillery. They're stalling again, the next time that House of Chez is going to have a turn-in, they need to look for better fight. They have Leoric up now. Let's see what they try to do with this. Right now, heavy defense onto both the shrines. Try not to let a turn-in occur. Ankle shot gonna be able to drop 30. Gets, ooh, the stun effectively from the concussion mine. Enough for ankle shot to get 30 gems dropped, and that's big. Because that was the big bank. Now if DeWitt can get 2 more gems, he would have a solo turn-in. B-Fresh already has a solo turn-in. Malfurion can get 3 more, get the solo turn-in. So a lot of opportunities. Root coming in, looking for the engage, doesn't find it. Both teams still playing around each other pretty passively. House of Chez making sure they drop every gem they get, just trying to not be carrying a lot of gems at the moment. Joanna dropping a bunch there. Top lane needing to be cleared up because of that catapult pressure. But so far we're just seeing a heavy defense, trying not to let the turn-in be made by Zul'jin Distillery. House of Chez really playing this. Neither team making a play for the boss at the moment. DeWitt still does not have a solo turn-in, but Malfurion does, so either Malfurion or Azmodan could turn. Looking like we might see the turn-in attempt. Lettuce in the back, gonna get rooted by the Arthas. Root comes in, though, to peel himself out. Here comes the Riptire. It's going to zone out members of House of Chez. Joanna right in the middle of the enemy team, but here comes the Ancestral. Perhaps a bit early there. Entomb onto Jaina, but she ice blocks through it. Lettuce going to be the first to go down there, thanks to the engage from the Arthas. There's a Root Arthas trying to move on to B-Fresh, looking at that big gem bank. But now the turn on to Cowboy Kyle. Cowboy Kyle going to go down, and Zul'jin Distillery just can't get this turn-in. DeWitt now does have a turn-in available, but we are going to see a boss play here. And at this point, I think you have to recognize, hey, they're probably going boss. They're off the map. Let's just try to turn in our gems. That way we're getting value in the 2 side lanes while we try to make desperate defense on top. But level 20 is going to be here by House of Chez, and they're smelling the domination. Smells like pancakes, by the way. Domination. Does not smell like napalm. That's victory. Domination smells like pancakes. Azmodan, oh, that was a mistake. He was up on the top, soaking and scouting, trying to throw out a cheeky dunk. He gets lit up, and now with Azmodan down, I don't think a defense is possible. Leoric would have been up very soon, but now it's going to require a miracle just to stay in this game. 5v4 with a full health boss pushing down the top lane. Here comes the Riptire once again, very, very early Riptire as Flesh Shield comes out. It is a swing and a miss there, but Ankle Shot is going to drop all the same to Raynor with those auto attacks, and the boss turns his attention onto the core, and I think House of Chez just found themselves 3 points on the leaderboard, and going to move up into tie for second place. House of Chez having themselves a very, very good season. And there it goes. With that, House of Chez is going to find themselves a domination victory. They really had just great map control the entire game. Zul'jin Distillery just wasn't able to combo right effectively, and I think they had a lot of the late scaling heroes. They got to the late game, but then you were seeing early Riptires, or you're seeing dunks kind of not synced up with the rest of the damage. And there it's kind of a matter of, I think if they're communicating more effectively, then they can do that. But we're going to do a post-game interview, so we'll be right back. Stay tuned, everyone, to the next gaming series. Welcome back, everyone, to Nexus Gaming Series. Your host, DB Smiley here. I am joined by the captain of House of Chez, Flash. Flash, how you feeling after that set?
That was good, man. We were clicking today for sure. We definitely got a lot more practice time in, which was kind of nice.
Sorry about the audio there, everyone. I just corrected it. So, yeah, you guys really came out strong, and I think you've been having a strong season. It's hard to read the standings just because different teams have played different numbers of games, but you guys now rocketing up, I believe, to a tie in second place. Again, assuming things are up to date as they can be. But with that, what does this say kind of for your goals of the team this season? You know, where do you see kind of the cap of what you think you're going to be able to do? Do you think you can win Division D? What are your goals there?
I mean, we want to win. Isn't that everybody's goal? Like, we want to win the whole thing.
All right, short and sweet. I like
it.
it.
Are we capable? I definitely think so.
Okay.
But I mean, everyone's goal should be win the whole thing.
Right.
If not, then what are you doing here?
Having fun and making friends? Question mark.
I guess so. Sorry.
All right.
I'm competitive, man. I played a lot of sports.
No worries. I respect it. But so you guys have actually been around Nexus Gaming Series for a while. I correct me if I'm wrong, and I may very well be wrong. I think this is kind of shaping up to be the best season you guys have had. Is that accurate, or am I?
I think our first season was also like on par with what we're doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, we were in Division C. We had a little bit of a team shuffle, and then it put us in Division D, and it is what it is. But yeah, last season we were sort of in and out. We were all busy, and it sort of fell apart, unfortunately. But this season, yeah, we're bringing it back, and we're feeling good.
Yeah, you guys are doing quite well. So map 1, you guys take them to Sky Temple. What was the reason for the choice behind that map?
We got it in unranked draft about 2 games ago, and ran that exact same comp. Had a lot of success with it, so we said, screw it, let's do it.
That's an effective strategy. I'm okay with that.
We normally hate that map.
Yeah.
And we were just like, hey, you know what? With that strat that we just did worked really well. Let's try it.
Yeah, you see, I would say I don't see a lot of Sky Temple in Nexus Gaming Series. It's a map that is very divisive, and I think a big part of it is it's hard to come back in that map. It rarely has momentum swings. That was not the case in map 1. I think there were quite a few momentum swings. Kind of walk me through. At one point, Zul'jin Distillery actually got the lead, and they looked like they were going to be able to take advantage. How do you guys regroup and come back after you lost that boss with the 5-man wipe?
We were actually the 5. We shouldn't have called that boss because we didn't have sound barrier up. Unfortunately, we would have had that if we had sound barrier. 10 times out of 10. But so they got the lead. We were enough ahead so that the boss didn't matter too much. They didn't get a ton of value out of it. But they were ahead in XP, which was obviously important. We literally were just waiting for them to go for that top keep, and because it was halfway down, and we're like, that's going to be where we win because we have our earthquake combo ready to go, and we're just sort of like trying to play the map to see if we can get them to go to that top keep, and then catch them on the flank. And
catch them you did, and you managed to get 4 kills and run it down mid. Taking it now to Tomb of the Spider Queen. We saw a pretty high priority onto the Raynor Jaina. I assume just trying to get as many slows as possible so you can just kind of go to town on Raynor. And certainly, I mean, we saw that. Taking a look at the stats, you did 4 kills, 4 kills to 1 death. A lot of wave clear, but a lot of hero damage as well. What do you attribute your success most to on that map?
That map, I think, was mostly denial picks because we know they like Johanna, we know they like Raynor. And so we were able to get those, and I had never seen them unless I didn't do enough scouting. I had never seen them play Asmodan, so that was a little bit of a curveball, but we had enough to deal with it between like the Raynor E, Jaina's Ice Block, Ancestral Healing. We had enough to deal with like their big bursty combo.
Right. And to that end, I think one of the things I want to kind of compliment you guys on is your shrine defense, the turn-in point defense. I always call everything on every map a shrine, but the place where you turn the gems and make the spiders come down doesn't sound as swift as shrine.
Not as
but to that end, you guys really did a good job defending, as there was a very large gap there where you weren't able to get a turn-in because you used literally all your gems to get the 3rd turn-in. And so it was going to be a while before you got the 65. But you managed to defend successfully. Kind of what is the thought process of how you go about defending that? What do you try to communicate as a team? Kind of walk me through that.
So it was sort of about, because we knew what their combo was. Leoric was going to try and sneak in, catch a couple of us in an entomb, throw a dunk in there, throw a Junkrat bomb in there, and that's what they were going for. So it's like we sort of knew if they were going to turn in, they had to engage on us. So we sort of had to play around that. The good news is we have a great anti-Anubarak comp, because if Anubarak dives in, we can just light them up, and we did that a couple times, which really played to our advantage. Catching the mouth, I think there was one goaltending scenario where we were able to catch the mouth out, and then we were able to, that's I think the first turn in where we were able to like chew through top keep. That was also a big factor as well.
Nice. All right, well, with that, congratulations on the domination, and from there the floor is yours for shoutouts.
Shouts to the whole team, man. Caribou, Death 1300s, Mariners 005, Chez Mix, Death of Icarus, No Dice, and the rest of the gang. If I missed anybody, I don't think I did. But the whole gang, man, House of Chez, we're going all the way.
Nice. All right, well, best of luck with that. And with that, everyone, thank you for watching. I'm going to take a brief break. I'm actually going to come back at 8 p.m. with more casting. So I got 2 more matches coming up tonight. I'm looking forward to doing that. Going to knock out 4 today just because next week is kind of busy. I think I'm only going to be able to do during the week, but wanted to try to give Division D some love. So I think both the matches coming up tonight are, in fact, Division D. So check that out. Thank you all for watching, and have a great night. Take care. Well, not a great night, a great afternoon. You have a great night if you come to my stream. That sounded creepy. I'm just going to let this stream end